Hi guys, thanks for tuning into the channel today on my update on the 13.2 sprocket I've fitted to this Hunter Cub. And while I'm at it, I might as well just tell you the postal guy arrived a little bit late this afternoon and I just installed this front rack for it. So I think that looks pretty cool. That'll come in handy while I'm out there in that rough terrain. I'll be able to put a few goodies on that. Might even be able to run one of my camera mounts, even this get up, get two on that. So I might be able to get that one in, pointed back here towards the rider. So that's one thing. I've been fairly busy here all day. Main reason I've been working on this Enfield here, I've been fitting a Powertronic ECU. Really big job on this one. Been to pull out the ECU box itself, run all the wiring up there to all different sensors on the bike, up here to the main unit, all the way through, pull the tank too. So it's a really big job to fit that. So I'm still working on that. Now meanwhile, why the update is, I've been out and I've had a chance to get out and test this little bike, so I'll tell you what I think. I've always thought right from the very beginning it had some good points, which I've always listed, and a few bad points, and a few bad points have mainly been the chain as the main one and a little bit down on power when it gets to hills. So as of today, after riding this bike with the 13.2 sprocket, because after I did a bit of work here, I decided I'll take this bike out now and just see what it's like for a lap around town. And while I was out there, I decided to give it a run out along the road. So my opinion now on this one is that where we once had a bad point where the bike was a little bit low on power, that this 13.2 front sprocket has totally transformed the bike into a really good runner out along the road. So on hills where I used to slow down a bit when it come to the hills, this bike will run along now quite easily now at 80 kilometres an hour. It'll also pull the hills better at 80 kilometres an hour. So I actually went out to the spot where I flattened it with the 14.2 sprocket, and I was able to give it a high speed run, you could say a high speed run, and give it to it down along there, and I still managed to get 101 kilometres an hour out of it. So that part of it went pretty well too. So overall, just the transformation of the sprocket has worked wonders for, say, a $20 sprocket, and I highly recommend this mod whoever gets the bike, because before, like, there's just no, it's just chalk and cheese comparison between riding the bike factory and putting this sprocket on it, because the pickup's better. You can tell it's got more power, it runs along better, it's just everything about the bike's better, and this is how it should have been coming from the factory, not how we got the bike. This is how it should have been with the 13T on it, because it really performs, it runs up, it's sure it's running a little bit higher up in the revs, and it's a little bit more slightly vibey. But if you want a vibrating bike, try one of these. This bike doesn't vibrate, it just buzzes. This one vibrates. Now, we talk about this mods if you're going to go out and buy an exhaust. Well, I looked into exhausts and I thought, I'm not going to pay some person over there $700 for an exhaust, where I'll show you a sound clip now on the Interceptor where I got two sports exhausts for each for $160, and all exhausts do is make a bit of noise and don't give much results apart from that, unless you get into ECUs and tuning and all that sort of stuff. So check out this sound clip on the Interceptor and you'd say, why would I want to put one on one of these when it's not going to do anything and just cost a stack of money? So guys, now I'm now thinking of other alternatives, and I think I'll throw my money now into suspension, and I think I'll go for better rear shocks, better inserts in the front shocks or the front forks, and put it up in that, because I bet when I get this bike out there and run those hills what I did before, this bike's going to be a lot quicker through the paddock, it's going to be a lot quicker in the hills, it's going to climb better, it's going to do everything better, and I've got to have better suspension to match the available torque what I picked up from that sprocket change. And you might say, well, you might eat a few chains or you might eat a few cogs, but I'll give you an idea. What's $20 for a cog or $100 for a chain? We're not all that long ago. And what I can say, whoever buys one of these bikes and put a 13.2 sprocket on it, it'll be the best money spent that they ever thought of, because I was out there smiling away, and I was coming along there at one stage on the way back there, and I came up behind. It looked to me, I think it was a Z06 Corvette, and I'm pretty sure that when I come up behind him, he knew I was behind him, and he pulled over to his left to allow me to pass, because he knew that I had the power to do him in. So that's how much power I think I'm carrying now on this little bike. So they'll give you something to think about. You swing into one of these, put the 13 tooth on it, and you're in Corvette territory. So the only thing that separates you and that Corvette and top speed I would say be, you may be around about 140 mile an hour slower, but you'll feel good anyway. So that's the main thing for today, and I'll be out there tomorrow, hopefully, once I get this end wheel out of the way, and I'll be out there testing this in the hills, and we'll just see how good this 13 tooth sprocket really is. So this is just a quick update to let you know in case you're there wondering what's going on, and I'll catch up with you later.